AC Grayling, who is a philosopher and also a writer.
Thank you very much. Well, it's very, very hard to follow such eloquence and passion, and everything that needs to be said has been said. I just had this one thought, that we should regard it as the norm, as the ordinary, everyday norm, that we meet one another in the streets, in the restaurants, in the libraries, in anywhere in the world, as human beings. One human being meeting another human being. Not one label wearer, one person who identifies himself or herself by a single identity, meeting somebody else with another identity, perhaps a competing, an opposing identity. What we want to be able to do is to make friends with people, be generous to them, give them space for their personal choices, respect them, and perhaps come into fellowship with them just on the basis of our shared humanity, not on the basis of labels and identities which are so often distorting, which so often divide people from one another, which so often involve conflict, and conflict can, as we know, tragically generate into murder, mass murder, strife, war. Those are the sorts of things that we're struggling against when we insist on the human root of our ethics and of our encounter with one another. And I tremendously applaud the courage of these people and of this movement. I think it's an immensely important step. We're in a difficult time now, a difficult historical period, when people do have to stand up and be counted in their views and in their adherence to great values like universal human rights, which are the basis of a possible global ethic which will enable us all to relate to one another very much better than we do now. And this is a very, very important step in that movement. And I applaud its courage, and I welcome it, and I wish them well, and I hope that they will all be safe.
Thank you so much. And our next speaker is Hannah Stinson, who is the Chief Executive of the British Humanist Association.
Thank you very much and good morning. I am absolutely delighted to be here at the birth of this new organisation, the Council of Ex-Muslims in Britain, this new movement in the UK, and delighted that the British Humanist Association is one of the sponsors of this new group. Our association has many members who were raised in one religion or another, but until quite recently we've had comparatively few former Muslims, and I'm quite sure that one reason for that is that people are often afraid to actually come out and say that they are non-Muslims, no longer Muslims. But we are now getting more members from that community, and we need to do more than to support them. The British Humanist Association's purpose, our mission, is to support and represent people who live their lives without religion. And we should certainly be doing this for ex-Muslims and atheists and agnostics who live within the Muslim community, as we do for people brought up in other religions. We know that we're very likely to be criticised for supporting the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain, that we may well be accused of Islamophobia. But as far as I'm concerned, this is an issue of human rights, rights that we all have, and rights that we all need to defend. We all have the right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion, and this includes freedom to change our religion, to give up our religion, to convert to a new religion. And if any religious group claims that they have the right to stop people leaving their religion, or who threatens people who renounce their religion, shouldn't we all be defending this basic human right? As a humanist, the last thing I set out to do is to offend people. But I do believe in human rights, and if we do not speak out in support of other people's human rights, we all risk losing them. And if some people are offended by that, so be it. These atheists, agnostics and ex-Muslims who are coming together in this new Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain are pretty courageous people, and I'm proud to count myself and the British Humanist Association amongst their supporters. I salute them and I give them my full support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our last speaker is Terry Sanderson, who is the president of the National Secular Society.
Thank you. Well, I want to add my admiration to the people who are here today. I can't tell you how much I admire them. And I've been following this campaign since its inception and have been growing in enthusiasm for it. these people are perhaps in the vanguard of something extremely historic, because it's never happened before. It's never been possible before for people to say, I am not a Muslim. And of course this is because people have moved to the West from Muslim countries where it's impossible. And suddenly it is possible because they live here where there is the possibility of human rights. And hopefully by showing this example, the idea will spread. Because we have fantastic communication possibilities now, the idea can spread into the Muslim world like a virus, like the meme that Richard Dawkins talks about, where we can get the idea out there that you don't have to be a Muslim. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. And it will take a lot more courage to do it there than it does here, but hopefully the same kind of courage that we've seen today will emerge, and it will become a truly universal movement that will lead to freedom for an awful lot of people. So salute to you, Mariam, and the other people who are, and Mina particularly. And you know, I'm very pleased that the National Secular Society is here today at the beginning, and that we can help get you off the ground. Thanks.